All men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of
If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear.
Make America great again.
the Big Mig.
All right, welcome back to the Big Mig Show. Here with your host, George Ballantine. I got Lance coming in a few seconds. He was having tech issues. I don't know if it's his end, my end, or whatever freaking end. There's always goddamn something, but he's coming. If he got my text message, which he doesn't always read, but anyway, tip of the spear. Liberty means anything at all. It means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. You know, on the show, we're going to tell you what you do not want to hear. We're going to tell you what you need to freaking hear. That's where people always have problems. They can't deal with the truth. They can't handle the truth. And guess what? We're going to give them the truth because that's what we do. But let me give a shout out to our sponsor from these prepper bars. These 62.2 gram prepper bars are perforated and easily broken down into your choice of 3 different denominations to fit a multiple of needs, whether it be for asset protection, from inflation, economic turmoil, or its unique utility for barter and trade. The prepper bar makes a gift for all precious metals lovers out there. Exclusively minted and mined in the great USA for selling out fast, and you want to get gold or silver from USA because there's a lot of counterfeits out there, especially coming from China. It is what it is. That's why we have this. They're available both gold and silver. These slim prepper bars fit neatly in your wallet, and their utility enables use in any situation. So go to thebigmigbar.com. I got the QR code on the screen next to me. Now, I know Lance is giving out a promo code, which is prepper in all caps. There's a tech issue with that. They are working on that on the site. Somebody reached out to me over the weekend, and I reached out to the CEO. So we're getting it handled with the prepper bars. They'll be there shortly. Hold on. Lance is coming on. I'm bringing his ass in. Give me a second. Lance, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here you go. Hey,
good morning and welcome back to the Big Mig Show. George, what's up, bro? I don't know what was going on there.
I don't know either.
Strange stuff.
Yeah.
Strange stuff. One of those deals where you're struggling. I restarted everything. It wasn't on my end. It doesn't seem like, but
Couldn't
one of
tell
those
you.
deals. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Of course, Lance Miliancho, George B, doing what we do. Excited to be here as always. Lots going on in the news cycle. Let's give a shout out to our sponsor.
I did it already, bro.
Oh, you did it?
Yes.
I didn't know if
you know what I didn't do?
What
Hold
did
on.
you do?
Break me off a piece of that prepper bar. Because
There it is.
you interrupted
Rock
me.
and rolling.
You interrupted.
All right, listen.
Hold
so,
on. Whoa.
I don't know if you.
What are you going so
say?
fast? What are you talking about? What are you trying to do?
I don't know what I'm trying to do. No idea.
You
I
just
think I'm
jumping
trying
the
to
gun.
do a show.
Huh?
I said I think I'm trying to do it. You know what I need? I know what I need. I'm going to get a little of the old smelling salts going.
Yeah, get
here.
something. But I know, all right, so the Senate is actually, real quick, they're bringing a SAVE Act to the Senate floor. Hopefully they're going to try to force them to talk on the floor. I don't know what they're going to do. I know it's going to be a battle. We'll see what happens, but it's going to be interesting. Hope for the best, but expect the worst.
Yeah. What do you think's going to happen, George? I think we could predict this, right?
What do I think's going to happen?
Yeah. What do you think's going to happen?
I don't think it's. I don't know. I mean, if they filibuster it and do it that way, that we could win it, you know. And if you force them all these senators to talk it out on the floor in front of the public and state your reasoning, the Democratic reasoning is not going to really work well for them because you have 80% of people believe in voter ID and stuff. You know where the question comes into what it is it's your constitutional right to vote, right? So you
Yeah.
shouldn't have to pay to vote. So for somebody that has to go out and buy an ID, that's where that's one of their tactics they're using. And I get that. So there should be something where if a person wants to register to vote and they don't have ID and they need to get ID, they shouldn't have to pay for it then in that sense. Because
I mean, how easy would it be for them just to say, hey, we're going to make it for the next 24 months free to get a passport? Let's just use that as an example. It'd be very easy for them to do that. With the way they spend money, here's my issue with everything.
No, hold on. Free for people that haven't had a passport.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, but it's not necessarily you need a passport. I mean, you need to get a fucking ID. In order for you to get it, hold on. In order for you,
what kind of ID are you talking?
No, you could use a real ID driver's license. Real ID.
Real ID.
I believe
by
that's
the way,
it.
isn't that? Aren't we supposed to be doing that already? Am I missing something here?
Doing what? That's if you want to fly. You just need it.
So you're saying everybody gets upgraded to a real ID that hasn't had one, and that still is valid?
I think that's what they're saying. They could use that for. Question is how are the motor vehicles doing it? Because are the motor vehicles in the states going to give fucking these immigrants now a real ID and let them get away with it? That's the issue. So I don't know.
That is the issue.
So,
and I'm not sure what the answer is for that. And I understand your logic. I'm not trying to make it impossible for citizens. But I think to get voter real ID, don't you have to show proof of citizenship? And then the question is, how do you prove that?
Birth certificate, baby. And if you don't have a birth certificate, most states you can go online and they have things you could fill out, or you could just go to your county where you were born in, to the county health department. Because I've done it. I've gotten new birth certificates. While the video looks great today, they say, well, because I switched up something with Rumble. I mean, go figure, but okay. Thanks. So, yeah, I don't know, Lance.
Yeah,
it's a touchy situation, so. But you need ID for everything freaking else.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they can work through it. We have there's plenty of time yet.
You know what's funny? Like, if you look at
the
it,
end of the day, it's a good reason for them to try to block it. So I don't agree with it.
All these people that don't have an ID, right? That are adults. You tell me they don't go out and buy cigarettes. Some of them, they don't go out to clubs where you have to be 21 and over and show ID. Stuff like that. I mean,
I think it's an excuse. I think it's doable, and I think it's easy to do. And at the end of the day, the question is the people that aren't competent enough, and I'm going to say that, aren't competent enough to have an actual ID, passport, or like you said, real ID, driver's license that's genuine. The question is, are those all the people that really vote anyway? Are they serious about voting? Are they people that go out and vote even though they don't really have an ID?
Regardless of the fact, you still have to, whether they do or not, you don't want to give the Democrats any fuel to add to the fire. So if it comes down to where they're saying, "Oh, people can't get ID," you're not supposed to have to pay to vote. Okay, well, that's just one way to shut them up, right? Figure it out. We waste enough money.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, look at California. I said this so many times on the show from last year. Wait till all the fraud is exposed in California. And Nick Shirley's out there exposing it because it's big.
Did you see Nick Shirley, how he says he had a call that threatened him? Supposedly, Nick Shirley had a call late at night, like 1:30 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning, telling him that he needed to stay in his lane and not do this and not do that, like an actual threat.
Of course.
Is, exactly what you would expect from people that are stealing the amount of money they're stealing. Of course, they're going to threaten Nick Shirley if they can track him down. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
He's killing their free gravy train. And that includes the politicians that have been participating. I don't know. It's funny to me. Have you noticed that it's just dead quiet about Minneapolis at the moment?
Dead quiet about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't it? But on another...
You guys noticing that? You guys noticing a trend online that a lot of things that you would think aren't clear, meaning that all of a sudden everything's dead quiet on the Western Front. Lots of people not saying much. Now, I do have to say that Thomas Massey went out on a limb, didn't he? He said he's going to release the names if the DOJ doesn't. He's found a bunch of names that were redacted. He doesn't think they should be redacted. And he's saying that if the DOJ is giving him a certain amount of time, I don't know when he's going to drop the bomb, but he's saying that if he doesn't, he's going to read the names out in Congress, which gives him immunity. Right in Congress, he's going to read the names of all the people that participated in the Epstein files.
Why not just do it already? Why just do it? Don't talk about it. Be about it. Just do it. Hold on. There's no wells, Lance. Come on. They were supposed to not redact those names. That was part.
Deference to him. I understand why he's giving them an opportunity.
Why?
Because I think ethically he wants to take the higher ground. I think he's saying one last time, "Hey, release the names. Do what you said you were going to do.
Listen,
or I'm going to do it." Trump, I think he actually doing it like that. If I was going to do it, that'd probably be the same manner I would do it. I would think that you take that listen, I gave you guys an opportunity. I told you to release it. If you didn't do it, I was going to do it. And I think that's a high road to take. Me personally, I think if I was going to do it, I agree with you that they just need to be released. But I think he's trying to take the higher ground by saying, I gave you an opportunity. Why didn't you do it?
I mean, look, Trump is coming after him for his seat, backing another person. This and that. I wouldn't give anybody opportunity. I'll just fucking let it rock.
Which I think is pretty retaliatory. I don't think Trump should be doing that. The American people were we voted for transparency, didn't we? Isn't that what you voted for? Transparency and accountability.
We did.
So,
but I think it's not just the Epstein. I think it's just Massey not voting with the GOP on a lot of big stuff. He's voting against it. So that's what's hurting him. If he get on the fucking bandwagon and show some unity and vote, there you go. But I think that's the big thing. But I have to say something, and I said this yesterday, and it turned out to be true because Italy and Venezuela played, and the winner of that plays against the USA tonight at 8 p.m. for the World Classic Championship.
Yeah,
Venezuela won, and I thought I said Venezuela was going to win last night. Did I say that, people, yesterday on the show?
I thought you said the U.S. was going to win.
The U.S. They played today for the championship.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, you might have said that. I didn't catch that, I guess. Well, you tell us in the audience if George got it right. He's been tracking that stuff. I haven't paid much attention to it, to be honest with you. It's kind of like the Oscars. They came and went. I didn't even think about it.
The baseball ain't like Oscars,
I won't really
bro.
support Hollywood much anymore. I just over it.
You can't compare baseball to the Oscars, bro.
No, I know. I just not paying much attention to stuff as
fucked
on
up
that
shit
level.
Oscars and baseball.
I think it's because I've been so entrenched in what we're doing. I was up late. I laid out the crypto show for us. That's completely done. And I was just busy doing stuff, just kind of grinding through everything that we have working on, made some lists. Like I said, I don't think I went to bed till about 2:30 a.m. One of those deals where I just kept going at it. Let's go ahead. I got a little set the mood here. I thought it was funny. I don't know who did it. It might have been Il Donaldo Trumpo, but I'm not sure. It didn't have any.
He steals a lot of shit. But anyway, all right, let's play it.
We have breaking news for you this evening. It appears that Ayatollah Mustafa Khamenei, Iran's new supreme leader, is gay. This comes after his internet search history was leaked to the press, which shows he was Googling things like how to come out of the closet in Iran without being thrown off a roof, or how to watch Brokeback Mountain in Iran without getting caught by my father's Iranian Revolutionary Guard, or even things like, is that cute American gay guy Pete Buttigieg single? Anyway, oil prices...
Yeah, sorry about that. There was no music in the beginning, and I caught about 75% of it. You know, it's hard. They put music in every damn set the mood that we pick that's funny. It's a tough deal. It's tough on YouTube. You know, they always hit us with these damn strikes. Well,
I just want to say something to you.
Yeah, please.
So most of our great, awesome patriots that are in the chat, and if you're not there, try to join the chat, are saying Oscars. They wouldn't even know about the Oscars until you open your mouth. So
yeah,
I told them it's his fault. You know,
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. You're right. You're
fucking
right.
did it, bro.
It's a valid point.
Fuck the shit
I
up.
wasn't trying to force you to know about the Oscars. I didn't even, to be honest with you, I didn't catch it till it was over with because I won't pay attention to it. Yeah, it's my fault. I'll suck it up on that. I'll take responsibility for that. I shouldn't have even brought it up. Shame on me. I'll wash my mouth out with soap after the show.
Hold on. I can't believe the USA beat Dominican Republic. Why not, Skunk 71? I'm going to tell you why they beat them. Hold on. The DR this year had great players, but they didn't have great pitching. Their pitching wasn't on par. That's why they lost. But the USA is the fucking best. Number one. Have faith. All right, let's go.
You know,
girl hurts.
You know,
me.
it's always a bad idea when you decide that somehow you're more capable than you are. I don't care whether it's a bar fight or maybe it's maybe it's even when you try to get a job that's outside your scope of your abilities. In this particular case, I always think it's bad to poke the bear. And I'm not sure. I understand the arrogance of Iran, and not because everybody should just immediately say, oh, well, the U.S. is so powerful. But I don't know that you should come out in public and talk about how you're going to teach the USA a lesson. So if you guys didn't catch it, of course, the Iran's foreign minister, I'm sure I'll butcher his name, but I'm going to take a shot at it anyway. Abbas Araghchi. Supposedly he came out, said that he is going to teach the U.S. a lesson. When he was asked, why don't you ask for a ceasefire with the U.S., he responded, because we want to teach them a lesson so hard that enemies never even think of attacking Iran again.
Yeah. I don't know. Does somebody want to tell him what happened? Should I tell him? Lance?
Go ahead.
I mean, the dude's opened his big mouth. Well, this is what happens when you FAFO people. The other loudmouth Iranian leader, who was, you've seen him in the streets marching, shaking people's hands. He was eliminated last night in a strike after taunting. He was taunting President Trump on the streets of Tehran. Well, guess what? He ain't taunting no more. Israel announced, they announced it this morning, that the 67-year-old Ali Laghari, head of the Supreme National Security Council of Iran, was eliminated in an overnight strike. So I'm going to say it's not looking too good for Iranian FM, how do you say it, Araghchi?
I think his name is the guy that got eliminated, I think it was Larijani, with a Jani,
Larijani, yeah, Ali Larijani. Yeah, what did I say?
I think he said Laragani, but I don't know if the J, I'm thinking the J in...
who knows?
Who
cares?
Good point. Who does know?
Who cares?
We're probably butchering those names. Don't look it up by the way we pronounce it. That's for sure. I don't know how to get these names right.
But you think
I don't
this?
know if you guys in the audience?
But you think
Larajani?
this? You think this?
Ali Larajani. Maybe.
You think this Iranian guy here now, the Araghchi, is shitting bricks right now?
I would be.
What?
Personally, I don't know about going out and taunting, the U.S. And if they keep it up, I've said it before. I don't know why they don't, hit that production island. I think the time for trying to negotiate, of course, they don't want to impact world oil supply. But, this is the weird thing. It's already up at the pumps. You guys saw that the oil companies jumped on instantly. Did you know that only 2 or 3% of the U.S.'s oil supply comes through the Strait? Did you know that?
No, but it's
2-3% of what
it's
the U.S.
not because how much we get. It's because it all goes through OPEC and they set the pricing and stuff.
Yeah,
if that's what it is.
No, I know.
I mean, I don't understand this either. If we produce our own oil, we have enough to supply us. Why the freak do we even need to be part of OPEC and all that?
It's a good point.
Doesn't make sense.
Point. And I think probably a lot of it's got to do with our relationships with a lot of the countries in OPEC and in the Middle East. I think it's part of this, the governmental process that, of course, regular Americans suffer the consequences of that. We're already paying the price at the pump, but the Democrats love that. They want to use that as a reason that Donald Trump is inconsiderate that the impact on oil prices. They didn't say anything when Biden's oil prices, and of course Biden's prices at the pumps were absolutely insane.
These prices are insane. Crazy
Let's
Eddie.
play this clip.
Yeah, let's play it, dumbass. I'm going to wish him farewell, though.
این که ما میگوییم آتش بس نمیخواهیم نه به این دلیل که دنبال جنگ هستیم، به این دلیل که این بار این جنگ باید به شکلی تمام بشود که دشمنان ما دیگر هرگز به فکر تکرار این حملات و این تجاوز نیفتند. و من فکر میکنم تا همین الان هم درس خوبی فرا گرفتند. فهمیدند که با چه ملتی طرف هستند که در دفاع از خودش هیچ تردیدی نمیکنه و آمادگی داره که جنگ رو تا هر کجا که هست ادامه بده و به هر کجا که هست بکشه.
I think a lot of people, I'm not saying you people, but people in general fail to see why we need to take out Iran. And, they fund a lot of proxy wars. They fund a lot of terrorism. The Houthis, the Hezbollah. And then look, just yesterday, you had Iranian-backed militias in Baghdad fire rockets at the U.S. Embassy there. So you got to think, is Iraq are they pissed that now all of a sudden you got these people firing rockets in their own country, even though it's at the U.S. Embassy, but they don't want no part of that shit. That's a problem. They got all these little groups all around. So eliminate Iran, the regime, you eliminate all those funding of those groups and stuff. Think about it. It'll make that region safer. If that region is safer, it's overall better for the world, but definitely the United States.
Well, it never should have happened. Of course, you guys know the Biden administration and Barack Obama gave Iran lots and lots of money.
Pallets of cash.
You guys know about the man pads, 4,000 pounds of man pads that Obama gave to them. Why he would give them that kind of technology and a lot of things he did, you have to question it. What would be the reasoning? There wasn't any benefit. It wasn't good for our country. And now look at Canada. We covered it yesterday. You know that the Revolutionary Guard has got all kinds of cells in Canada that are operating. And they don't even know what the hell to do about it. I don't even think they know where they're all at. But they've identified the problem. Now they've got some problems in country. But I'm sure those Revolutionary Guard members are plotting and planning against the United States. And I'm sure we're going to see some issues. And we know that there's a lot of cells here inside the United States. I don't know when they're going to be activated or what's going to happen. I'm concerned about it for you guys in the audience. I'm concerned for myself. When I go out, I'm paying a lot of attention in public places, trying to really be aware of my surroundings. So situational awareness is a top thing. But there is some interesting stuff here. The CRAM successfully intercepted a drone rocket launched by Iranian-backed militias in Baghdad. That happened during the evening yesterday. Let's play the clip.
Hold on, I'm just recording something real quick.
Yeah.
For Rumble to show them the freaking difference. All right, here we go.
أتعبكم بالحصريات أتعبكم بالحصريات ولك الانشضايا اختي أبوي يا حبايب لا تخافوا لا تخافوا.
Yeah, and that's one of those interceptor systems.
That shit's badass. It's just the sound of it sounds awesome.
Yeah. Now here's another intercepted. So Iran wants you to believe that they're everything they're sending is getting through, that they've got some higher technology. But here's IDF soldiers in Tel Aviv. They're cheering as another Iranian missile is intercepted overhead.
This is from the ones in Baghdad yesterday.
Well, no, that was Baghdad first. Now this is Tel Aviv. This next one's Tel Aviv.
Is it?
Yeah, this next one is Tel Aviv, so they're intercepting one.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah, that's okay.
Sorry, you're right.
Yeah,
That's the Iron Dome where it fires rockets at other rockets.
yeah.
Pretty cool shit though, right?
Yeah, I'm really lost on this next one where Trump's director of national counterterrorism, Joe Kent, resigns. He said, I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation. That is just total crock of shit. And it's clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby.
So here's the thing.
Wow.
When we bombed Iran and their nuclear sites, I'm curious, was Joe Kent okay with that? Because he didn't say nothing back then, and we know they were trying to rebuild it. So, Iran, they're not going to stop. So why is he not good with it now? There was something I don't know if something with him overseas or something. I seen it. I should have grabbed it.
Well, it's interesting that his choice is resignation. He's the director of national counterterrorism. Was he upset when Joe Biden let all these different, people in through the border that we now know
listen to this shit.
Probably working for cells and otherwise? What do you got?
From fucking Loomer. She goes, notorious leaker Joe Kent just resigned from his role. I've been warning you all about Joe Kent for a long time now. She goes, I predict Tulsi Gabbard will resign next. Yeah, whatever. Can't stand that bitch.
I don't know. I don't remember her talking about Kent. I'm not saying she didn't. I didn't see it, but, I don't always pay attention to what other people are, because I never know, what the real motive is behind the scenes. In this particular case, I think the director of national counterterrorism has to be in complete sync with the administration. If he can't go in sync with it, because of course I want the country safe. I don't want all these foreign, terrorists, cells, Chinese military in the country. But Biden's open border policy sure did a good job of that. I know Tom Homan is just absolutely overwhelmed. I heard something from somebody yesterday about what he's dealing with and he's gotten lots of intel and lots of people have identified different groups and different individuals. And, it's pretty crazy what he's having to deal with in that position. He's one of the people I think in this administration that's trying to do an amazing job, and he's doing as good a job as he can based on the pushback and our ineffective Congress. It's pretty awful. I mean, I can't imagine being in his position and you're under attack constantly for doing your job. And if you think it's bad now, yeah. Right now, I've said it very clear, if we don't have a bunch of arrests from all different levels and we really don't drain the swamp, midterms they're toast. And I hate to say it, I want you guys to get out and vote, but I don't know. And if they win, if the Democrats take control, they're going to just turn this into a major shit show all the way around. This administration will do, and it'll be on the defense, all the good things they're trying to do for the country. I'm not saying they're doing everything right, but I feel like it's going to get worse.
You see, in Ecuador, the president is now he wants to clean up like Ecuador, like El Salvador did. And then here's another one that just came out. Chile, they got a right wing president, Jose Cast.
Yeah,
and he just got into office a few days, and he's moving fast. That guy, he unveiled he called it the border shield, and ordered his military to rush construction of anti-illegal migration trenches. Interesting.
Is he going to fill those trenches up with alligators and hippos? What's he going to do?
I don't know. That's a good
he
question.
Can go over. I know they want to get rid of the.
they swim across rivers and shit. What are you going to put in there?
I don't know. Colombia wants to get rid of the Pablo Escobar hippos. Maybe they just load it up with hippos. You know how dangerous those things are. I don't know.
If you leave them alone.
Look, you can't blame them. They've all proven that open border policies. We've seen it across the world, especially Europe. By the way, George, what is going on with the Prime Minister Maloney? She doesn't support the war in Iran. She doesn't come out publicly, and I don't know what happened. I figured she would just absolutely support that, knowing that her own country is dealing with so many issues from foreign invaders all over from the Middle East. They've got major issues there. She came out publicly and kind of said, I don't, didn't say it, kind of said, I don't support the war in Iran.
Well, I think it's because, and this goes to Joe Kent's thing, because he said there's more. It's the fact that the way the media is working on it, and particularly Israel with his influence, was it AirPack? I think that's the big issue.
Mm.
I mean, I don't, like all of a sudden the FCC chair wants to ban, take the license away from networks that are pushing for Iran and stuff. Okay, but why didn't you push to ban their licenses when they're all the other fake news media that they've been doing and altering Trump's interviews and all the other stuff? That should have taken. That should
Look
take.
what they did with Harris's interview.
Yeah, that should take precedence.
I would have snatched their license so fast their heads would have spun.
That should take precedence over that. So what happened? So you tell me. So if he pulls their licenses, is it just for the media, like the news, or the whole channel? Probably just.
Well, here's my understanding. It would be TV distribution if you pull their license, because I don't know that they can control internet distribution, so they would not have. They wouldn't be on TVs, because I think the network channels which was controlled by the FCC. You couldn't ban them from the internet because they don't control that.
I'm just talking about, so what? So let's just say, for instance, your main news, like the three, ABC, CBS, and NBC, the whole channel would be down, or just the news part?
That's a good question.
Because then you're talking you're talking football, basketball, March Madness. You're talking.
I think if you lose your license, they wouldn't be able to distribute on TV airwaves. I don't think it includes
like America's Got Talent. There's a lot of stuff you're talking about.
Yeah, but I don't think it includes cable as an example. I don't think it includes, because I think cable doesn't fall under an FCC license. The same thing with the internet. I could be wrong. If you guys in the audience know more, I haven't completely analyzed it, but I think the FCC only controls TV airwaves. So they would lose distribution on regular TV. I don't know if it covers enough, and would it really stop them? Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's talk about these activist judges. I've warned you guys in the audience that absolute immunity and, of course, lifetime appointments are a major problem. Here we go again. Now, you guys know, for the older people in the crowd, the vaccine schedule for us, I think, was 8 or 10 vaccines when we were kids. You got polio and measles, rubella. There was a couple other vaccines. I think when I chicken pox, we got vaccines as a kid. I don't know how many you got, George, but I think as a kid, I got, I don't know, 8, 10. It wasn't a lot. Now, this child vaccine schedule is ridiculous. They want to just vaccinate them over and over and over again, which RFK Jr. was trying to change that. He wanted to change the vaccine schedule for children. And now this Biden judge, another activist judge who doesn't want to leave his partisan politics at the door, Biden appointed, of course. And this decision invalidates key vaccine advisory panel recommendations. So this federal judge on Monday blocked Health and Human Services Secretary, RFK, from changing the childhood vaccine schedule. Now, I think that's pretty incredible. I think his name is Judge Brian Murphy. If you guys might want to track him down and leave a message for him at his office, because that's how we have to do this. We have to just absolutely harass these people nonstop. We have to just go after them, because, of course, you can't do anything that would get you in trouble, but you can leave a message. You can call the clerk of his office for U.S. District Judge Brian Murphy and ask him what the hell he's doing. Remind him he's supposed to be unbiased, even though he was appointed by Biden. So this is a preliminary injunction, which invalidated RFK Jr.'s key vaccine advisory panel after he replaced all 17 people who previously made all those crappy vaccine recommendations. Now, this is in a response to a lawsuit filed by the American Academy of Pediatrics. Now, of course, the American Academy of Pediatrics doesn't reduce the vaccine schedule. They're making crazy amounts of money. So why would they want to do that? You know, you guys know that this big pharma is just so their lobbyists are so powerful, right? They're incredible. They're like a mob. They're like a super organized mafia. They've got so many people on the payroll, and here we are with them trying to tell you. And of course, RFK's linked a lot of stuff. There's a lot of these, and of course, these vaccine makers are, you know, wary. They say wary of U.S. vaccine policy. No, they're concerned because they're losing their cash cow. A lot of these people are the makers of the mRNA COVID-19 vaccine. We're talking about Pfizer, BioNTech, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson. But of course, now they're concerned because they're worried about their other cash cows. It's not just the COVID vaccine. They're worried about this whole round, this crazy round. I saw a chart. George, have you seen this chart where the amount of vaccines they're giving kids nowadays? Have you seen how many? I think it's over 100. Like 100 and some vaccines they want to give your kids.
I don't know how many, but I know it's way too many. It's a waste of time. Listen, we're good, right? We didn't need all these vaccines that they got today, and the kids today are more fucked up than we ever were back when we were growing up. So there has to be something that changed during these years, and one of the big things they say is vaccines. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I'm just saying I'm doing that to cover our ass on YouTube, by the way. But, you know, we can bring in a doctor, an expert, and it'll still get shut down on certain outlets, even though they have a doctor medical license. But, you know, and Rat Dog brought it up in the chat. Remind me, I forgot about this one. Because SCOTUS said they're stepping in on the activist judges, particularly the one that barred Trump admin from ending Biden's temporarily protected status. Because you got to do this for all these activist judges. But hold on,
think, George,
we don't need. Why do we have to have SCOTUS step in? Why don't we have the fucking DOJ step in and start locking these judges up? Because what they're doing is unconstitutional. It's crazy. They're even going against SCOTUS's ruling. I mean,
yeah. Look at Boasberg.
He's
Is that
another
really
one.
the kind of federal judge you guys want?
Piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you have to think about this. You know, you think about vaccines as an example, and you think about the requirements for school enrollment, and that you can't put your child in school if you don't bring this card just full of punches for vaccines, you know, or stamps. However they're doing it nowadays. I remember when we were kids, they had that, but there weren't that many you had to have. Now that all of a sudden they've made that list so extensive, and that's a powerful tool, right? That you can't get your child registered unless they're just pumped full of vaccines. And I don't think that's really great. And I don't see our kids that are healthier than ever. I see kids that don't seem as healthy to me. I mean, the boys aren't the kind of boys I grew up with. I mean, we were rough and tumble kids, you know. This is big stuff. So we'll keep an eye on it. But I'm not excited about another activist judge. And you're right, George. There isn't any accountability. Why aren't they being sanctioned? Why aren't they being impeached? It goes on and on and on. And that's terrible that we even have to impeach them. You know, when somebody's doing a job and you realize they're not doing the job what they were hired for, in a regular business, you get to fire them. Why is the judiciary so overprotected, as if they have a different status than us? And that's the same thing with Congress. You know, this different status, rules for thee, not for me. You know, just look what's happening in Virginia. They want to pass these restrictive, what I would consider unconstitutional gun laws, and then they're going to give themselves an exclusion. I'm so tired of this thing where they think we're somehow an inferior class, that people like Adam Schiff and judges like Boasberg think somehow that they can look down on you guys. Does that not piss you? I know it pisses me off. I would have to think that you guys in our chat, at least, I know that our audience is highly educated. They spend the time to even check out what we tell them. But a lot of America is not like that. But you would think that it doesn't matter, liberal or conservative. Aren't you guys angry when they somehow feel like they're a better class of citizen? Does anybody out there think that's justified? I don't think it's justified. I think I'm tired of it. You know, interesting about it, they're civilians. They're just like us. But they have created this, what I would call kind of a different class of people, is the way they think about themselves. Somehow they're royalty, which is exactly what the founders and framers didn't want. The way they wanted our government, they wanted a government of limited jurisdiction, and they wanted the government to have to be, responsible for the laws. Because of course the monarchies were always like that. The kings and queens always thought they were better than the people, and they're not. But of course, they get away with it and empowers them to do more. Man, technology is on fire. We covered a story about that dog. Go ahead, George.
I got to say something on this one. Just think about it. Have you ever been to just getting in a taxi cab, like in New York, Chicago?
Yeah.
They barely speak English, this and that. I hope it ain't the same for this, bro, because I ain't getting in this sucker. No fucking way.
Are you saying you don't want some of those illegal immigrant truck drivers to be given air taxis, George? We're talking about air taxis. It's coming. You see it. I mean, a great way to beat traffic, assuming there's some kind of flight path. But you're right. I don't know that I'd want some of the foreign taxi drivers driving an air taxi. Anybody that's been in some of the taxis in New York, if you've been in the taxis, most of us take Uber and Lyft nowadays. But so Joby Aviation just completed a demo in their air taxi company flying across San Francisco Bay. They flew from Oakland to Marin Headlands in roughly 10 minutes. Now, anybody knows if you got to make that drive in San Francisco, there's no 10 minutes. That's a nasty drive. I used to live in San Francisco years ago. And the traffic there was just absolutely insane. You had to have extra time no matter where you wanted to go. Just crazy stuff. I lived in Foster City on Flying Fish Lane years ago.
I wonder how much these taxis are going to cost.
I don't know. I mean, but it is intriguing. Of course, anytime you can cut down time. But
why can't I just have my own little drone thing for myself and fly my ass where I want to go? Why do I need a taxi?
Well, that's coming too. I mean, there are people that are selling those kind of drones. I've seen a lot of them online. A lot of them are electric.
I can see a lot of fucking accidents in the sky. Forget about it.
Could be.
Would you want to go in the sky with all these idiots out there?
But it is interesting tech, and maybe they'll use AI to control the navigation. I don't know how perfect that is, but of course, right now you look at what Elon Musk is doing.
Sure. You want AI to control your fucking air car, bro? Think about that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You could be going somewhere and all of a sudden the government wants you or something stupid and no.
Yeah.
All I can say is have a parachute. Jump out if you need to.
Well, let's play a clip.
Let's play it.
It's still pretty cool. Technology-wise, it is kind of exciting, It's moving forward. Let's see how this thing works.
A couple things. Like, I wonder if it's going to be automated or like there's not going to be even a driver, which you might be safer. But they should make it because places where it's going to be around water, they should make an emergency button where it gives an inflatable so it can like float on water for emergencies or anything. Or they should just put pontoons on them so they can land on water too. Fuck it, why not?
Well, I reached out to the company yesterday.
Of course you did.
And said if they were going to be in New Jersey, George, that you were willing to go on the maiden flight. I volunteered you yesterday.
Oh, thanks.
Actually,
did you volunteer yourself if they go to Colorado because they're likely to go there first?
You know what's interesting?
I'm just asking.
I'm willing to take that bullet.
But you didn't say it though. You didn't tell them.
Aviation. If you come to Colorado, I will take the maiden flight. I'll take
That's the bullshit, yo. He puts my name when he talks to him, but he neglects to put his name and wants to do it on the show. See, Lance, you get called out for dumb shit like that. I'm just saying.
But George, I want you to be an innovator. I want you to be cutting edge.
How am I gonna? I'm not building a thing. I'm just gonna be a guinea pig flying the fuck. That's not innovator.
You're the tech
Lance,
innovator.
hold on. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Everybody, listen carefully. God forbid something happens to me. Who's gonna run a show with you? Because you can't do it.
That's a valid.
You still want me to go on that stupid flight now? Asking for our friends. Asking for our patriots watching the show.
Asking for a friend. All right.
Shit. I'm done.
Donald Trump's been pretty vocal about this. George, what do you think is going to happen with? First of all, should we take a break or are we just going to roll? What do you want to do?
No, we're just going to keep rolling. I would have stopped you if you want to take a break.
We're going to roll. All right, we're going to roll. That's how we're doing it on this show. Forget the break. We're not going to take it.
Fuck the break.
All right.
But what's ironic about Cuba, right?
Yeah.
Is they're in a total blackout across the whole island in Cuba, right? Entire island, no electricity.
That's
no oil, this and that. Power plants are dead. Streets are dark. Regime is in panic. What's the chances that they were just hit with an earthquake, 6.0 magnitude earthquake, hit Cuba. It's like less than 24 hours since their power grid was shut off. What's the chances?
You got to feel for the Cuban people.
But what's the chances, though?
That regime's been a problem for a very long time. I have to be honest. The audience, I didn't realize that Cuba was so reliant on Venezuela. I didn't know it. Did you?
For their oil and stuff, yes.
I had no idea. I really didn't know that they were in that much trouble. I knew things weren't great there. We knew that a long time ago. But I want to volunteer for the administration. I am happy to be the Secretary of Casinos when it reopens. I'm ready to take over the casinos that were left behind decades ago. So Secretary of Casino, Lance Miliaccio, we'll co-run that, George. We can run the casinos.
I don't know if I want to be involved with you on that.
I don't know. I think I'm thinking the casinos. I think
I need to stay away.
I think I'm going to jump in. I think I'll call Roger Stone about that. See if I can get myself named to the Secretary of Casinos for Cuba.
Good luck. Roger Stone will take it before you do it.
He probably will.
He would. I wouldn't call him an asshole.
He's got the suits for it. He's got the suits. He's got that Vegas, style.
Somebody said Marco Rubio's got that job, Lance.
Oh, yeah. He needs another job. Let's give him. Yesterday, somebody said something to me. I go, yeah, I'm sure they'll put Marco Rubio in. When I heard that Susie Wiles was going to be, remotely keeping her job, yesterday we made an announcement and we found out that she's going to do it remotely.
I don't know how she's going to do it remotely because listen, I wish her well in her health and hope she does recover. I don't wish nobody ill will with health and stuff. But she should just resign and, focus on her health and stuff because how are you going to do White House Chief of Staff remotely? You need to be there in the mix because you got people going to try to come in, stop, fuck out. You don't have an appointment. Can't do it remotely. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
And Rubio can't do it, bro. That's something where you need to be hands-on all the time.
I think there's a lot of people that could do that job, but I would prefer that she just kind of went off into a retirement. That's my own personal
I think Susan
opinion.
Wiles, honey, listen, I'll give you a great suggestion. I think you should just focus on your health. You have your family, this and that. That's the most important thing. Don't let the job get in the way. Just resign. Focus on your health. What are you afraid you're going to be missing out on?
Give up power. They never want to give up power, it feels like.
Listen,
let's play this.
Whether
clip.
she resigns or if she resigns, she ain't giving up power. She's still got power behind the scenes, that lady. Don't get it fucking twisted. All right, here we go. Oh, about Cuba. Let's go about the blackout first.
Havana, Cuba, where the power is out across the entire island, according to local officials there. Cuba is under a U.S. energy blockade. It has not had any oil shipments in 3 months. Chief Washington correspondent Mike Emanuel reporting live on the huge changes and the difficult situation.
So here's the thing, right? I hope they have emergency like generators for people in hospitals that need to be on machines and stuff. I don't know how that's working out. God forbid. Sure, there's something.
Got to feel for the Cuban people, you know?
I mean, listen, the Cuban people have been going, it's been rough for them for I don't know how long. You know,
Yeah.
they'll look at this and like, fuck. All right, some of them don't have electricity anyway, but if they're looking at this in hopes that the regime will be gone and it'll be free and they have hopes like that, I don't think the blackout, they don't really care about the blackout. I mean, having hopes of having freedom, that will keep you going. Think about it.
Well, Donald Trump made a pretty crazy bombshell announcement. He says he believes he has the honor of taking Cuba.
Yeah.
And it was kind of weird whether I free it, take it. I think I can do anything I want with it. That's
a bold statement.
That is a bold statement. Let's play the clip.
When will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That'd be good. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very weakened nation right now. They were for a long time. Very violent leaders. Castro was a very violent leader. His brother's a very violent leader. Extremely violent. That's how they governed. They governed with violence. But a lot of people would like to go back. Okay, one more question.
You know, I forgot to tell you guys, when he was talking about congratulating the Venezuelan team, he teased, he said at the end, like, Venezuela, 51st state? He said that too.
Wow.
I mean, I think that would be 52nd because wouldn't part of Canada be the 51st?
And by the way, what's going on with Greenland? That's been quiet. Anybody know? Is Greenland? I mean, what's going on there? You know, the Denmark was pushing back. We heard about a $750 million offer of some sort on the table. We heard about $100,000 for the Greenland people. All of a sudden, that's just dead quiet. What's going on with that? Anybody know? I'm not sure. I haven't seen any news about Greenland.
I thought we made a deal with everything.
I don't know of any closed deal. If there is, I missed it. Maybe in the audience somebody knows. Rat Dog, you know anything about what's going on with Greenland? Because I haven't seen much. I don't think this is a closed deal. You know, Denmark's probably trying to get more than $750 million. They're trying to get more. I'm sure that's their posture. All right, here's an important topic. So that just a warning, and this is what happens, right? When you deal with drugs, there's always going to be somebody, and especially with AI. AI has gotten really sophisticated that you can modify drugs and create new drugs much more easily, especially if you don't need approvals. And criminal entities don't need approvals. There's a new super opiate on the streets that is 10 times deadlier than fentanyl. Cyclochlorophene. Cyclochlorophene. And I guess this is a synthetic opiate, another synthetic. It's 10 times more potent than fentanyl. So, you know, you can take a pinhead of pure fentanyl can kill more than one adult, right? Now, this is more powerful 10 times. So I guess this is 1/10 of a pinhead. And now it's going to be one of the deadliest drugs in the illicit drug supply chain. It's undetectable by standard fentanyl test strips. So there's good news that you can't even detect it.
Because it's not fentanyl.
Yeah. So it's increasing risk of accidental overdoses is going to go through the roof. They've already linked dozens of deaths in multiple states to this specific drug.
Where's it come from? China?
You know, nobody really has said that. They haven't said whether it's directly from China. I wouldn't doubt that it is, but the prohibition policies are fueling what I just said, which is the creation of stronger drugs. And what they do is they just modify the chemical chain, and that allows them to, move it around without detection. Because, of course, it's brand new. So even the border detection systems, they don't have the test kits. Of course, if you saw this coming through, you'd probably question if it came in through quantity. You'd be looking at it wondering what the hell it is. But so this is, it's been infiltrating already. It's already in the street drugs. It's been mixed in without any warning to unsuspecting users. They think they might be buying fentanyl and they're getting something else. Of course, you know, the counterfeit pills are one of the big problems. And I guess now listen to this. So fentanyl is 50 to 100 times more powerful than heroin. So I guess this would make this drug 500 to 1,000 times more powerful than heroin. So we're talking about a speck that is smaller than a grain of salt, could potentially kill you. Now think about that. You don't need a whole lot of this to, so what does that mean? And then remember, these pills are getting manufactured in clandestine labs. They're not pharmaceutical companies. There's no way for them to really know whether they did it. So I guess right now, they've already identified this product. The DEA has identified 22 samples. It's already in New York, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Illinois, Louisiana, Texas, Washington, Nevada, and California. I guess in East Tennessee alone, it's been tied to 19 specific overdose deaths. So that's how quickly this stuff is moving. I got to tell you, if there's a reason to just say no to drugs, here's another one right here. This is a grim picture.
Just say no to drugs. Well, here's
chronic pain people have turned to street drugs. You know that it's become very common, and So I guess
just say no to drugs. Well, here's another reason why to say no to Muslim or Islamism, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah,
because we have a reminder.
This list.
We have a reminder, and here's the question: why are Muslim men focused on 9-year-olds, saying to his son? This man, I want to show you a video, is a cleric, Muslim cleric in the United States, and I quote. I don't even like saying this, but quote, having sex with a 9-year-old girl, if she can get pregnant, it's not considered sexual harassment and is permissible in Islam.
I mean,
sounds like pedophilia to me.
Islam, it's not permissible in the United States, but think about this is religious justification for pedophilia. That these guys, and the point that I can't even wrap my head around, these guys being sexually attracted to children. I've said it before. Look, Islam, and the Muslim belief system just isn't a fit for the United States. I don't feel like this individual right here is basically. Can you imagine this guy being around anywhere in your neighborhood, and your children? Would you even want this guy in your community? The fact that he thinks that 9-year-olds, if they can get pregnant, is not considered sexual harassment. And of course, Muhammad was dating, was married to a 9-year-old. Let's play the clip just so you guys realize. Let me put it this way. That religion and that belief system, it just doesn't match with American values.
Nope.
I wouldn't want this guy in my state.
Get him the fuck out.
Let alone in my community.
Oh, machete time. Somebody said in the thing. Okay.
This is actually Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam do with Aisha. He saved her, and he married her when she was 6 years old, and he lived with her. When she reached the 9 years old.
And then he had sex with her
after that.
When she ready?
Yeah.
When she ready,
she
menstruated at 9, and then he had sex. When she ready, and they know that she is ready, they have the physical relation.
May I ask a question? Why do you consider that as illegal?
I think that a 9-year-old is still a child, so I consider having sex with a 9-year-old to be pedophilia.
But it has already passed that stage. It's not. She became an adult. She finished a stage and entered a new stage. With it, it is considered as an adult. She's physically grown. She has the ability to bear. Like if she gets married, she can get pregnant.
Yep.
Just sitting there justifying getting 9-year-olds pregnant.
But here's an answer. Ready? Just listen.
Hey, I don't know who need to hear this. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people be talking shit about America. Hey, if you don't like America, go to another country, bitch. I love this country. I'll protect this bitch.
Get the fuck out.
No doubt. No doubt. I don't think we will ever be able to get along with these people at a higher level.
Yeah. I mean, you came to this country, you conform to our rules of society. You don't like it? Get the fuck out. It is
So I don't know how likely, but I'm sure you had some people around you that where I saw people playing it. Pokemon Go. Your children probably played it. You probably saw other people. It really took off there for a while. I think it's still going on. And for 8 years, 143 million people walked the streets trying to, of course, catch a Charizard or a Pikachu. They were moving around in that 3D world that was Pokemon Go. You know, you got the notifications that a Pokemon was in your area. You could capture it. But the reality is you were working for free. This is the biggest data heist in history. Pokemon Go. You know, unbelievable. We told you about things like this, but at the end of the day, they just admitted that these players' cameras scanned parks, storefronts, sidewalks, neighborhoods around the world from every possible angle you can imagine. And what did they heist? A visual database of 30 billion real images. So it really wasn't a game. The plan all along was a secret construction of the world's largest AI data set. So these, I think the holding company was called Niantic. They used your Sunday strolls to sell digital navigation systems for delivery robots without GPS. So you think about it, not even Google could have paid a fleet of vehicles to do that. The amount of money it would have cost would have been through the roof. So you thought you were playing a video game, but you were volunteering as a subcontractor for global robotics. They're selling this data now for crazy amounts of money because they're the only ones that control it.
Come on, hold on. Come on, Jim. You invented Pokemon Go 9 years before it came out? Come on, bro.
Well, Jim, you worked for free. They took your data and they're now selling it for billions of dollars to robotics.
Big chat linked about it. I mean, look, they've been for 8 years. How many people you said? 143 million people walking the streets?
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty good way to not pay people to work for you.
Yeah. Pretty sophisticated. We've talked about the dangers of AI, but here you are. You did it for free. Maybe you guys should all contact Niantic and tell them you want to get paid for all the work you did. Because a lot of people played that game for hours and hours and hours and hours. All right. It's in my state.
A lawsuit.
Yeah, maybe. Although I guess probably when you logged into the game, I'm sure there were some disclaimers. Who knows what you signed when you keyed in and gave them your name, that and maybe it came up and you just said, okay, I don't care. I want to play Pokemon Go. You worked for free. Now they're making billions. Let's talk about Jenna Griswold. It's in my state. I've talked about her many times.
That bitch.
Yeah. So she came out publicly, talked about all the financial support, you know, and she's just another corrupt, captured political puppet. You know, there's been lots of connections to money. A lot of people have alleged that she's been connected to the Soroses as an example. She just listed off all the Democrat donors, unions, and big money funding her corrupt campaign in Colorado. This is not a representation of we the people. This is more of what, and she's a prime example. This is what's going on across the entire country, that it's captured. You've seen Elon Musk donate money. I actually did a post on this, and a lot of people reacted to it yesterday on X. But I was trying to bring some notice to Elon Musk because she's built a war chest, in my opinion, that's not going to be possible to beat. So, you know, these groups, of course, were captured 20 years ago, and a lot of it's been done by a group that we like to call the Gang of Four in Colorado. They're billionaires, and they basically call the Colorado operation the blueprint. So that blueprint is what turned Colorado into this, progressive leftist dystopian entity here. You know, Jared Polis, the homosexual, government official here in Colorado. You know, I noticed, I caught it the other day. I saw his little guy that he's married to online. And this is Jenna Griswold discussing endorsements from labor unions, various worker groups. She doesn't name the specific union organization, but she explicitly mentions categories of workers whose unions have endorsed her campaign based on the context of her 2026 Attorney General campaign. Just what we need. Corrupt Secretary of State become the Attorney General of Colorado.
She's running for Attorney General?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. When you moving, bro?
And she's got so much money already raised, George. I think she's probably, and that's the thing.
You know she's going to come after you, bro. You better move out of Colorado.
No doubt. She knows I don't like her.
I ain't got enough bail money for you for that.
Oh, there's no doubt. Let's play the clip. This is, I call her.
I'm Jenna Griswold, Colorado Secretary of State and candidate for Attorney General. Here's something I'm really proud of. Working people are with us. We've earned nearly every labor and union endorsement in this race. Because labor knows I'll fight for fair pay, safe workplaces, and real accountability when powerful interests try to cut corners. From educators and firefighters to electricians, carpenters, pipe fitters, janitors, service professionals, service workers, and the Teamsters, this coalition we are building is about one thing before everything else: protecting Colorado workers. When labor stands together, we win. And as your next Attorney General, I'll stand with you every single day.
I can't believe the unions are endorsing her. What the
Jenna,
fuck
Crazy Eyes. Well,
what's wrong with them?
That's the unions, that's the problem. They're always concerned about money. They're not concerned about what the effect of her politics will be. They don't care about Tina Peters and what she did to Tina Peters. So I dug in yesterday, and I'll just give you the list here. So she's got the Educators of Colorado, CEA. That represents teachers and educators in Colorado. So they're backing her. Firefighters, Colorado Professional Firefighters Union, they're backing her. The Electricians International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is backing her. They run the local unions here in Colorado in the construction trades. Carpenters of Western States Regional Council of Carpenters, they're backing her. The Pipe Fitters Union, which is, of course, the Association of Plumbers and Pipe Fitters. Those are the local unions in Colorado, and you know what they are, the trade unions again. Janitor Service Employees International Unions. She's getting that through the SEIU Colorado Coalition. Service Professionals, Service Employees International Union, Local 105. And of course, they're affiliated with the SEIU. They've endorsed Griswold. Service Workers, Service Employees International Unions endorsed her. Teamsters International Brotherhood of Teamsters local unions in Colorado. That's the Teamsters Local 17. Those are building trades again. They endorsed her. And a bunch of other groups underneath. But you have to wonder who controls the donors, right? Who controls these groups and where do they get a lot of their money from? Well, the Gang of Four. Pat Stryker, who's a billionaire heiress to Stryker Corporation, which is medical tech, major funder of progressive causes in Colorado. Tim Gill, tech entrepreneur, founder of Quark Software, who's focused on LGBTQ plus rights. Donated hundreds of millions to Democrats and progressive groups across the country and here in Colorado. Jared Polis, who, of course, I mentioned a minute ago, he's the current Colorado governor. He's a tech entrepreneur. He uses wealth to support Democratic takeovers of state legislatures and executive ventures and offices. Rut Bridges, software developer and venture capitalist. He's another centrist Democrat. He's funded election strategies. That group invested over $3 million in 2024 alone to flip Colorado's political landscape. They created organizations like Colorado Democracy Alliance to coordinate union endorsements, voter turnout, and donations. They've bankrolled the Democratic resurgence here. Of course, there's no way to fix this. So that's that's the Gang of Four: Pat Stryker, Tim Gill, Jared Polis, and Rut Bridges. Anyway, that's why Colorado is so captured. And of course, the Republicans don't pay much attention to Colorado. They've just allowed it to happen without much pushback. We had Hope Scheppelman on the show. She's hopefully going to boot out John Hurd, the Rhino, in this next run, but we'll see how that goes. She's got Trump's endorsement now. We love Hope. She's doing a good job. She's not part of this, but that's what happens when you allow billionaires to fund through all these different PACs and foundations and NGOs. This is what they do. I don't know, George. I don't know that Colorado's fixable at this point. There's so much money behind just controlling it.
Sounds like same like our U.S. government. It's not fixable. We're done. I don't know. I want to get this next one, though, because this is interesting. Harder than diamonds. Of course, it's China. China physicists create a new form of diamond harder than a natural diamond. And guess who's helping? AI. Interesting, right? What's it made out of? Do we know?
Well, this is a diamond, but it's a new form of diamond. It's called Lonsdaleite. It's a hexagonal form of diamond. I guess it was first found in meteorite impact craters, but they basically have refined it. But I'm going to add something really interesting to this story. So this is stronger. So diamond, you know, everything's got that scale, and they're talking about that this is harder than diamonds, and it's able to resist a high level of testing that exceeds diamonds. I guess diamonds' hardness are like 114 GPa. So this is greater than that. But I got to tell you something interesting I did yesterday.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
Talk about the power of AI. And, you know, Grok's got a new version out. Yesterday, I took this story and I dumped it into Grok. And I asked Grok, can you create a product that's harder than this product? Can you look structurally out and think outside the box? And can you create something harder? And you'll find it if you want to go over to social media on the Big Mig account. You can go find this story. And Grok created a product that it alleges is stronger than this. It was one set of prompts. I didn't go and re-prompt it. I just asked it to design this product, and could it make something harder? And it came up with a product that it ended up calling Grokite. I know this is crazy. And it even talked about how to produce Grokite and its uses. Now, that doesn't even seem possible, but it created this new space-age material, and Grok alleges that it would be the hardest known product on planet Earth, with 150 GPa Vickers, higher than what the Chinese just did. I just thought, what the hell? Let me ask. Can it do it? It came out with the key properties, how to synthesize the product, its potential uses. And it did some stuff. Clearly, I'm not a chemist. I have no idea. It used, I guess, something called Wurtzite boron carbon nitride, which would top Lonsdale. And it decided, and it did this all independently. I didn't come up with the name Grokite. And it talked about how it could be used for lightweight armor on vehicles.
Wait, did it give you the instructions how to make it, bro?
Yes.
All right, so what the fuck are we doing here right now?
It's a good point. I've got to tell you, George, if you go look at the post.
No, I want you to get this shit and let's make it. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, I don't think I have the structural ability to do so, but it's claiming
Jim can help us. Good news, Jim probably can get it done.
Jim,
right, Jim?
go take a look at the post. You guys go look at the post. You should repost the post. I'd love for Elon Musk to see.
They're going to take our idea, bro.
Yeah. So they're saying that it could be used for ballistic armor panels integrated into doors and underbody or glass for bulletproof impact resistance. It can stop high velocity projectiles, talking about 7.62 rounds, better than steel. It's 30 to 50% weight reduction than steel. It's lighter than silicon carbide. So they're saying it'd be ideal, for example, Cybertruck's exoskeleton, because the government was talking about maybe using Cybertrucks or some version for some kind of military applications. I mean, it goes on and on and on. It showed it had some images it created. It showed a way that it could be synthesized and brought mainstream. I mean, what it produced was way beyond what I expected. And that just goes to show you the power of AI. We showed you a story yesterday about that guy, inventing an mRNA vaccine for his dog. Now Grok alleges it's created a product that's the hardest known product on the planet. Like I said, you should just go read the post. This was from one prompt. This goes to tell you the innovations that are possible. It's going beyond anything I ever imagined. Pretty incredible stuff. So you get on top of AI, figure out how to use it. Again, for Elon Musk, you guys should take the post and dump it into Elon's feed and ask him if he's seen it. He should probably see it, because the fact that he created something, Grok, that just did this in one prompt. I'm not saying it works. That, of course, somebody a lot smarter than myself would have to check it out, but pretty interesting stuff, man. Pretty incredible that it could do that. So we're going to see more and more of these breakthroughs. There's no doubt, with a lot of people that are a lot smarter than I am. One prompt, Grokite. hardest known product on the planet if produced. So interesting stuff there, man. All right, listen, we're out of time for today. If you love the show, you know what to do. Take the live link, take the short form. Take that story on the Big Mig Show, share it far and wide. Brockite, baby. That's how we do it on the Big Mig. We're inventing stuff from scratch. Anyway, we love you guys. Now, don't forget, tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., the #1 crypto show on Rumble, the Crypto Power Hour. We got a great education piece set up. We'll be bringing you the top news stories. If you want to learn about crypto, 7 a.m. Wednesday, 7 a.m. Fridays. And, of course, our regular show, 11 a.m. Monday through Friday. You know how to find us. George, what's the last words on the way out of the gate?
Last words is Grok lies sometimes. Grok doesn't always get it right. And Grok doesn't think the vax is deadly.
Yeah?
I got the last words. So you might want to check on Grok. They don't always get it right. Have a good day.
Take it for the cam. I might have to let it drop. Said got it hella big, had to put it back again, like said had to put it hella big.
Are you ready to stand up for your community and support your local sheriff? Join the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association and become a vital member of the Sheriff's Citizens Posse. At CSPOA.org, we empower citizens like you through weekly webinars, arming you with the knowledge to back your constitutional county sheriff. Together, we can uphold our Constitution and ensure liberty and justice for all. Your community needs you now more than ever. Visit CSPOA.org and join the Sheriff's Citizens Posse today. Make a difference. Stand for freedom. That's CSPOA.org. Your country, your fight, your future.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA. The future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
Hi folks, I'm here today to introduce you to the Prepper Bar from PrepperBar.com, the most unique precious metals product we have seen in a long time. These 62-gram bars are perforated and easily broken down into your choice of 3 different sizes to fit a multitude of needs. Whether it be from asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or its unique utility for barter and trade, the Prepper Bar makes a perfect gift for all the precious metal lovers out there. Exclusively made here in the USA and selling out fast. Available in both gold and silver, these slim Prepper Bars fit neatly in your wallet, and their utility enables use in any situation.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on Earth, these canine units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit WarriorDogFoundation.org.